means when you are writing this one, always you need to remember that this should be in your future tense, or it should be in the past tense. Either one tense we need to use it, because we are instructing the people to do these steps. Probably that should be in the future tense. Or you're saying that, hey, I completed these steps, you follow the same steps, then that should be in the past tense, not in the present tense. Either use past tense, either use present tense, sorry, either use future tense, but don't use the same. Future, see, already I think you know about these tenses. Present tense means whatever the things means at present it was happening. Past tense means whatever the things happen. Future tense, which is going to happen. See, now today I'm going to attend for my seminar, and I completed my training classes in the sessions in the morning. Past tense. I'm taking my training sessions to the new batch. This is what my current. So now whenever you're writing that, here you need to write that user means who is performing this action. User need to open the browser, and user should enter the credential. User should navigate to the URL. User should click on the enter button. Is it a button or a link, or what is that? So in good child days, the people used to ask, right? So in our math classes, hey, write the centimeters, meters after this one. What is this? Is this donkeys or horses? The same way, when you're writing about the objects, mention the object name. Click on, user should click on enter button or enter link. And check, when the user will be checking the availability of the flights and the charges. So that's how you need to write your test steps.
Too much detailed.
So if you don't write the detail, so how the others can be understood?
Yes, that is must.
See,
anyone
test case writing is an art. So now when you written a proper test case, the people shouldn't come back and then ask you, hey, what you have written here. Else, what it will happen is, every time the people will come and ask you the questions. You're wasting your time and you're wasting their time. See, the most important thing for a tester is the test case. Always remember, as I told you, whenever you need to write a test case name, it should be a movie title. And the description should be like a movie description. And test case steps, it should be detailed in future tense, or it should be in the past tense. Either select one and then write complete test cases, not both, or not in present tense. And the test data, see, in test data, you written that application should maintain consistency. Is this a test data? Test data means what? User credential. User credentials is Chris 666, password 123. That is what test data. Now, your browser should navigate to the home page. This is not actually the column header itself. You have been written mistake. I think you wanted to write the actual value. You have been written that as a test data. So the test data will be having open browser. Which browser you're opening? Chrome. And user should navigate to the URL. Which URL they should navigate it. User should enter the credentials. So which credentials we need to enter? See now what will it happen? Now open the browser. Which browser? I don't know. So assume that Chrome browser. You navigated to the SpiceZ. As soon as we enter this SpiceZ, open that browser immediately. Copy that particular URL. Arna, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Arna, you there or not? Yes.
Yes, sir. I'm doing, sir.
Stop sharing and then share completely, because I'm seeing you only the Excel sheet.
Sir, I need to stop the screen.
Stop and reshare, Amma, because you're sharing only. We are able to see you the Excel sheet only, not the browser.
I need to open the Chrome browser, sir. Hello.
Okay, stop sharing, Aruna. See, guys. So now, as per the instruction, so what Aruna has been given, So enter to the SpiceJet. This is SpiceJet. I open the browser and navigated to the SpiceJet URL, HTTP www spicejet.com itself not working.
Sir, I tried book my show. That is what means.
Hmm?
Another website which is for.
See, now as soon as you came here, you click, means you said that click enter button. Where is the enter button here? See, now as soon as I navigated to here, what I need to do first, I need to select the flight tab or whatever this one. First I need to click on this. First, as soon as I navigated to this, first I should make sure that I have reached to this page by seeing the SpiceJet logo or something else, because you said that I navigate to the www. Whether it navigated properly or not, we should make sure. See, now
Yes,
when
sir.
you say that you are in Hyderabad, you'll be saying that, hey, I'm in Hyderabad by seeing that name board that welcome to Hyderabad. I reached Hyderabad. You are confirming by seeing something, right? The same way, when you reach to the home page, so make sure to validate that I have reached this, and then click on flights and click on one way. Then I'll be selecting my destinations, and then I'll be selecting my dates,
Dates.
and then I'll be clicking the search button. So now how many things I have done? So all these things, once I did all,
Almost
then
9
only I'll
steps.
come to this particular stage. So now what are the things I need to say that, hey, I need to first navigate to this particular home page and make
Homepage.
sure that I have reached the home page by seeing the SpiceJet logo. And I
Okay.
need to click on the flights. The user should click on one way,
One
and
way.
user should select the destination from,
Destination.
and then destination source and the destination, and departure
Mm.
date he would be selecting it, and how many adults he was wanted to select it, and then click on the search flight button.
Okay,
So
sir.
once you click on this, then he will go to this one. So this is how you need to write your test case. So
Okay,
now
sir.
what exactly you performing the steps, so that particular steps you need to write into your test cases. Now
Okay,
here,
sir.
what is your test data? One way is the test data, source and destination Chennai and then Ahmedabad. So this is what your test data. And department date, it is Tuesday 5th April. This is your test data. How many adults you are passing? One. So that's a test data. So now wherever it required to key in the data, so that is called test data. Test data is nothing but the data which would help you to test your functionality, then that is called your test data. So now just for flight searching functionality, this is what the test case which you have been written.
Okay, sir.
As soon as you click the search button, this is not the end of the test case. Make sure that, hey, I reached to this particular flight comparison page. So this is what I can see this one. So there you need to end your test case. Till login, enter, clicking the login button is not the end of the test case. Once you reach to the home page and validate something on this page is what the confirmation you will be giving it. So till that is what the end of the test case is.
Okay, sir. Sir, in FSID, what I need to enter, sir?
Huh?
FSID column.
See, FSID means what? What is FSID? See, FSID is functional specification or the big business requirement document. As of now, you don't have that one. In the real time, people used to have it. So there will be having the section numbers. So that particular section numbers would be entered into the FSID. As of now, we don't have it, so you can keep it blank.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Gayatri, can you share the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please make it very fast.
Sir, can you able to see my screen?
So still it's loading.
I'm sharing, but hello.
It's still loading, Gayatri.
Okay, sir.
Stop it,
Here we
Gayatri.
have very poor internet connection. Because of that, I think so. It is not connecting to you.
Please make sure those things, Gayatri. How can I help you in this one?
If
Stop
it
sharing
is
like
in
that.
mobile, okay, sorry for that.
Mallikarjun, so can you share the screen?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Malika. I guess you are breathing over your mic. So, keep the distance.
Okay. Here, if you see here, what is this prerequisite which you have been written?
A user has been logged into a Facebook page.
Click on other tabs. Is this only one test case you written?
Yes, sir.
Why, Mallikarjun? So we asked you write for minimum of more than 6 test cases, right?
Actually, I'm not attending the class in the evening.
I'm not able to hear you, Mallikarjun. There is lot of air sound there.
Are you okay?
Prerequisites are nothing but, for an example, now you are going for a trip. So now when you're going for a trip, so what are your prerequisites? I'll pack my luggage and I'll book my tickets. So these are your prerequisites, right? When you're performing some action, so now when you wanted to write, means if you wanted to perform a particular test case execution or the things, so the prerequisites steps would be there. For an example, now I wanted to go for FB, so Facebook. So for the Facebook, I wanted to go ahead. So at that point of time, so the application should be in a stable state, up and running. The application should be up and running. So some prerequisite steps we will be writing it. I was giving you some blunt example, but there would be the dependency of some things will be there. For an example, I wanted to test the inbox or outbox mails. When I wanted to do the inbox and outbox mails, at that point of time, the prerequisite is to do the login. So now here the prerequisite we'll be writing is the login test case should be executed. The prerequisite means before executing this particular test case, first you execute this. So that is what the meaning of a prerequisite. So I wanted to execute this particular test case. Before executing this particular test case, I wanted to execute this one first. Then only I will be executing this. So this is how the prerequisite would be working on. And Mallikarjun, this is not acceptable. Yesterday also, by yesterday itself, we expected this one, but it not happened yesterday. But today we asked more than 6 test cases. I wanted to see these all test cases by end of the day. You need to share it to the people.
Okay, okay, sir.
Stop sharing the screen.
Sir, can I swap it?
Yeah, go ahead, Swati. Awesome. So now this would be the test case ID. So now if you see here, the test case underscore bank ATM underscore 01. So now this is what the notations which we can give. So now here we are saying that, hey, this is a bank ATM. So these are the test cases which we have been written for the ATM module. And then here I'll be seeing the FS ID. So the functional specification ID, this is random number which you can give it because we don't have that particular functional specification. So that's the reason we have been kept it over here like this. And the prerequisites. So these are the right examples which they have been given. So now valid card. So valid PIN number. So now we should have a valid card and valid PIN number to perform that particular action for the test case. So these are the things which we have been mentioned as part of this particular prerequisite. And the test case name is withdraw the money from the ATM. Perfect. And actually the description you can enhance a little bit more, Shmati. So like verifying means to withdraw the money with the appropriate valid PIN number, to withdraw the money from the ATM with a valid PIN number. So that you can write it as a description.
Okay, sir.
And when it comes to the test case steps, as I told you, so always it should be like a storytelling. The steps should be like you can write it into means user should perform like this. Like you can say that a user should go to the ATM and he should means that the user should insert the card and user should enter the PIN number and enter the and you can see here few things you can club it. So now for an example, user should go to ATM and insert the card. So in one statement itself, I can join that one with the help of AND statement. And user should enter the PIN number with the respective amount.
Okay, sir.
And he can put the transaction slip as no. So that direct call you can what I'm trying to say.
We can give direct instructions in the test case steps.
Yes, and merge that one. So if you write like this one, it will take the test case size would be much more bigger because you need to combine. Actually, there are two styles in writing the test case. I didn't talk about it, but when you go for the automation, this will definitely help you. Imperative style and declarative style. So now this is what declarative style means. Each and every step you will be writing it. So that is declarative. Imperative style means combination of this particular steps into a single level steps. Means the example I given you, right? User should able to enter the PIN number with the respective amount. So now two steps combined into one step. So this is called the imperative styles. Why we need to write it in the imperative style? Because when you do the automation, doing for each step, it would be difficult. It will be merging the steps and we'll be trying to do it. So however, when you do the automation, you'll understand this particular pointer.
And even for maintaining the existing test suite, it will be difficult after some time if it is a long project.
Yes. So now what it matter over here is, so we shouldn't miss the assigns and the content, but you need to merge the statements so that it would be helpful for us. Okay, so now here you have been given the PIN number and the amount, and these all things are perfect. And users should able to get the given amount. So amount received. See, now this is for the perfect one. So actual always should be in the past tense because we performed. So then that is what the past tense, right? User should able to get the given amount. So to means this would be in the future tense you have been written. So this is how we need to write the expected value and the actual value. Now the expected value matched with the actual value, then that should be in the past state. Just scroll to the left, scroll to the right. Scroll to the right. Okay, now if you see here, priority severity, anyways, I'll be talking about this one and the time. So why? Because we should, if we given this particular time at the end of the test cases, we can know how many minutes it has been taken for this, so that next time we can plan accurately. See, now if I asked you, hey, from Chennai to Hyderabad, how much distance, you will say that approximately 12 hours of journey. But when you have been traveled practically once, then you will say that, hey, it's 14 hours of journey. You know that because already you have done once. So that you know the accurate time. So that's the reason always it is better to have the time over here. And then this is called a feasibility study. So when means this test case can be automated or not. So the automation engineers will take the decision that, hey, this test case can be automated. Yes. If it is not, then it is no. So then the resource name, date of execution. So when we have executed this one, and test case development. Oh, this is extra column, not required. The test case development name, comments nil. Okay, so now if you see here, now these all the fields which it required, so that it would be doing it. And is it mandatory for all the things? Company to company, these particular fields will be changed, but few mandatory fields will be there, which is test case name, test case description, test case steps with tested data, actual values, expected values, results. and the priority severity of the test case. So now these are the mandatory things which for any particular organization will have it. More than this, whatever the things they wanted, so that they can be added for it. Good work, Shwati.
Oh, sir, one question.
For Zoom also I have done for that. Zoom.
Okay.
Zoom
So,
recording is separate and Zoom meeting how to schedule.
Okay, scroll down. Scroll down. Test case. See now, only once. See now, the test case and the description would be. See now, what we wanted to see is now whatever you kept in the description and the test case name, it should be shifted to the description.
Okay, sir.
To verify whether an individual scheduled a Zoom meeting with a valid. So now for this one, what you can keep, schedule a Zoom meeting with valid data. That's a test case name.
Okay,
And
sir.
this should be your description.
This one. Okay.
So now that you should be able to keep it. So always remember, test case name should be short and sweet.
Okay, sir.
Description, you can give a high level information. And then you can use on this F column and whatever the changes which I have been told you. So the user should operate this, user should do this, user should do that. So that is how you need to write it. Guys, make sure all these pointers, because tomorrow, once again, you need to write these cases and then come back. Tomorrow, don't tell me that, say, I didn't return this user, or I didn't return in the past tense, I didn't return in this one. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. But don't do the same mistakes again and again. See, today, whatever the mistakes you did it, I'm perfectly fine. But for tomorrow, it shouldn't be happen. Yes, Sujit, you're asking some question?
Sir, in this time column, that means at least one round of execution has to happen for that test case, then only that column will be start populating up.
Yes, definitely, right? Okay. So now once, see, you can give an estimated time, but still that is not appropriate. That is what I given you the example, right? How much distance you can take, expected value you can give it. But after one cycle, you can give that accurate time, so that for next time, whenever I wanted to do it, I can take this particular benchmarks.
Well estimating.
Okay.
Sir, one more doubt, sir. When I'm doing this Zoom recording or Zoom schedule, what will be my test data, sir, in this? I was unable to write test data here.
Okay. So now what is the test case here?
Actually,
testing the recording functionality. There is no test data for that one, right? For usually what we can give the test for this one, I have the test data, but usually some test cases may not have the test data. It is not mandatory that there should be a mandatory we have it. See, usually yes, for like, this functionality.
Yeah, like I did the same test cases on Book My Show without being as a logged in user, anonymous user. So the test data was only the up and running system for me.
Up and running system is not a test data, Sujit. See, there should be no test data. See, what do you mean by test data? Understand that one first. So test data means if you are keying some particular data to the system, then that is only called as a test data.
Okay.
Okay. So, like, now if you are entering
the
URL, date, time, or giving the ticket to a 1 adult, 2 adults, or source, destination. See, now you're giving some data to the functionality. So now that is what the test data is called. See, now, for example, the PIN number, the amount you entered. So these are the test data. So up and running, those are your assumptions. So now, and the prerequisites. So now those are part of the prerequisites, not part of the test data. Always remember that something you are keying into the functionality, then that is called only the test data, not anything else.
User credentials.
Anything you entered, so that is called the test data. Okay, I just
can I share now, sir? I just want to know whether it's right or is there any corrections?
Yes, there is. I want to.
Just hold on. So I'm having the multiple things. See, now for that particular test data recording, right? So usually yes, what we can give it in the Zoom is we will have the path for saving this particular recording. So now wherever you if the recording starts, we need to go and store in a particular place where this particular recording will be stored, so that we can pass it as a test data. So you
Okay,
need to
sir.
set that data. That's a prerequisite step. For a prerequisite step, you need to have a test data, means where in which location we need to store. But it is not mandatory that every test case should have a test data.
Test data.
So that we everyone keep it into the mind. Okay, any other questions here?
No, sir.
Okay, Swati, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Can I
sure.
share this, please? Can I share now? I just
I'll
want to know if
come.
there are
Actually, the name is HP. I didn't understand. Can you please keep your full name, please?
The Shanti, sir.
Okay, share the screen, please.
My screen is visible, sir.
No. So please make sure of your internet connectivity, team. Okay, I'm able to see it. So Vijaya Shanti. Okay, cool. So now here we have written the test case ID, the prerequisite. What do you mean by prerequisite as URL? I told you, right? Prerequisite is the step. So it means before doing this, you should do this all. So now you're given the URL. So what do you meant by URL? It should be descriptive. And for an example, if you wanted to write that, open the browser and navigate to this URL. So that should be your prerequisite step over here.
Yes.
So you make it very clearly saying that, hey, open the Chrome browser, navigate to this particular URL is what my prerequisite step for all. So now sign up for this SpiceJet. Okay. So whatever the things which I have been told you, so the test case name is good, and the description is sign up for this SpiceJet application and log in as a new user. Good. And then test case steps, open URL. So once again, I told you, right? So that you need to either keep it like on this side as a prerequisite, or you need to change that. And click sign up button. So you should, as I told you, user should click the sign up button. So now quickly open your browser and then go to the SpiceJet, so that we will see how accurately you have been written. So you can compare that one. You're working, Shanti?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now you see here, now I just hold on, don't do any action. Now I entered into the navigation. Go to the Excel sheet now. See, now when you seen it here, open the browser, means open the URL in the browser. And so you should make sure that navigate to the respective SpiceJet. Either you keep it in the prerequisites that we have already discussed. Now, second step, click on sign up button. Now, to make it little more easy, user should click on sign up button on the top right corner. Go to your website, flip it. So now here, okay. So now you clicked it. So now once you have been clicked on this one, come back to your statement. So Excel sheet, Control tab, sorry, Alt tab. So now you can say that enter first, means title, enter first name, last name, database, date of birth, contact number, password, confirm password, email, and etc. So can you scroll to the right here? Can you scroll to the right? I wanted to see the test data. See, now these all are your test data. So now, for title, you selected the Mr. Mrs. and then the first name is Vijaya Shanti, and India, date of birth, contact number, and then password. So these all things you can do it. Yes, perfect. Now go back to the tab. So you entered into all these things. Can you scroll down now? Scroll down. Yeah, we have seen this. All you have been entered it. Now you're going to check this particular checkbox. Now go back to your Excel sheet. So now click on the checkbox. See now, here you should be a little bit descriptive. So user should click on terms and conditions checkbox, right? So you can write that one. So user can click on terms and conditions checkbox and click on enroll button. Perfect. Okay. And then send, enter the OTP, send to the mobile, click on verified. Now you first thing what you need to, that success, how you are verifying that you have been completed your sign up. So that particular thing also you need to mention over here. So that is also very important. Okay, so now just scroll down. Okay, so is this any negative test cases you have written, Shanti?
No, sir.
Okay, write the cases and then change whatever we have been talked on the F column, and then make sure that this should be that should be in the future tense or in the past tense. According to that, you can write it, and always you make sure that expected value should be in the past tense.
Okay, sir.
So the actual value should be in the past tense, expected value should be in the future tense.
Okay,
So make sure those changes. Okay, cool. Yeah, Shruti, share the screen.
Yes, sir. Sir, Shanti is sharing the screen. So I can't
Shanti,
open
can you stop screen sharing? See, when you are spending some time on this one, why we are going to spend this much of time on this? Because this is really, really very important. Without knowing how to write a test case, you can't even get the job. Stop sharing, Shanti. Pina, can you stop sharing? Shanti, you there? Pina, you there?
Yes, sir, I am there.
Can you stop sharing Shanti's screen, Pina?
Yeah. Now,
Okay. Yes. Thank
Yes.
you.
So, is it visible, sir?
Yes, it is. So I know that that would be a little bit confusion when it comes to the prerequisites. So make sure that whatever it is required for that particular test case. So now the browser means, you know, if Google Chrome should be installed, if you written like that, then they'll ask, hey, Windows also I should install.
Okay.
Means should the laptop should have the power connectivity? Is it not a condition?
Okay.
So there will be a lot of things. So don't go into those things. Just you need to make sure that make a sensible prerequisites for that particular test case.
Sure.
Means whether the application is up and running. So those things would be the prerequisite for this.
Okay.
Launch application and launching the application. So now this would be your logging. Okay, so or just only your for opening the Flipkart. Okay, so how you need to divide the things is open the Flipkart and then log in. So merge that one, because the test case should have some meaningful information and it should perform certain steps.
Okay.
So now for an example, now what you did it here, opening the browser, navigating to the Flipkart, that's one test case. Login, one test case. Rather than having these bits and pieces, combine them into a single test case, which will make more meaningful. Means, means now the 1 and 2, you can merge it into one thing. So it means launch that particular application, means open the browser, navigate to the Flipkart, verify that whether you reach the home page or not, then log in that particular thing, and then you can do it. So if you see here in the 10th test, in the 10th row, once again in the means the F10 cell, open Google Chrome, navigate to the Flipkart. Those are the same steps which you have written on the top 9th, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So merge that particular test cases so that it would be more meaningful for you.
Okay.
Okay. And then remaining things, the description you have written, okay. And then as I told you, for the F column, you need to make that changes.
Okay, sir.
And test data, yes. And expected result, and user should able to see the main page, actual result, go to the corner. You should able to execute that and then write means, yes, I'm able to see this one.
Yes, sir,
Complete
sure.
that test cases on
Yeah.
this.
Sure, sir.
So come to the bottom. So any other negative cases you have written?
So is this the negative thing? Verify if the user is able to log in with invalid credentials. Is this a negative case?
That's a negative case. See,
Yeah.
positive flow, negative flow. What do you meant by negative flow means when you enter the invalid credentials, you'll be getting the error messages, right?
Yeah.
Hey, please enter your right credentials. So you need to validate that one also. So those are called negative flows. So positive flows means you will be entering the right username, right password, and then you'll be going to it. So then that is called the positive credentials or the positive flow. And the negative flow is entering the wrong credentials and then validating the all error messages. That is called the negative flows. You need to write that all. See, always one thing is very, very, very important, guys. Positive test cases can write by anyone.
Okay.
But more number of bugs can be identified with your negative test cases. So please make sure that the negative test cases are really, really very important to identify as much as possible of bugs. What is the responsibility of a tester? To identify the bug-free application.
Yeah.
Maximum bug.
So now when you written the, see, it's not that to identify, see, our job is not to the fault finder or bug finder. Our objective should be the quality. So we should give a bug-free application. Always remember, so the people will misunderstood here. See, our intention is not to find the bugs. Our intention is to make sure the quality is delivered.
Yes.
Because you are the gatekeepers. It is not that, hey, that I have a fight with the developer so that I'll identify more number of bugs from him. It's not that. See, our intention should be, hey, I should give the highest quality of the product to the market. So
and bug finding is part of it.
So bug finding is a part of it. It's not that our intention is a fault finder. See, everything you do, I'll find a fault. No. My intention is to make things very clean and good. So I wanted to give a bug-free application. That is what the intention should be for a tester. It's not that, hey, whatever we do, that guy will find the bugs in mine. It's not like that. Okay, keep that thing very clear in your mind. Finding bugs is not your major objective. Your objective is to make the product quality. So now, as part of the quality, you will be identifying the bugs. Now, how we can identify where the developers may do wrong. So that is what you guys need to identify, so that you can identify the bug-free application and then send that one into the market. Okay. Any more questions around this? Okay, cool. So fine. So thank you, Shruti. Stop sharing.
Sir.
Any questions?
So negative scenario.
Sir, I think this one is also a negative thing, right? I mean, if an item is out of stock, then user cannot add it to the cart.
Yes. So this all are the actually speaking, you remember that one more thing. So negative scenarios is also a requirement.
Yeah.
So now adding a product to the cart, then the product available, that's a positive scenario.
That negative scenario should not happen.
So now this particular product is not available. So you need to validate this one also. So because if some product is not there, it's because the Flipkart don't have the complete control on the products, because many vendors will be adding it. If vendor said that is not available, Flipkart can't do anything. So now they should able to throw that particular error message saying that, hey, this is not able to validate it. So this product is not available. So that particular error message we need to display for that. So for that one, we need to write that particular test case.
So what about the prerequisites for this, sir? I mean, Flipkart should be opened and user must be logged in. Is this fine, or do I need to change anything?
Search functionality. See now, for an example, rather than this one, what you can do, you can call test case number 1 as a prerequisite.
Test case
so
number
now,
1.
What is your test case number 1?
That's launching.
Navigate to the Google, the Chrome browser, and then open the Flipkart. So that is what you are. So now here, that is what we wanted to do it, right? So that is what your prerequisite.
So what can I write in that, sir? I mean,
TC001, that's enough.
yeah, oh, that's enough, right? Okay.
You can write the test case name directly or ID directly. So rather than writing all those particular things, you can directly write the prerequisite for this one. You remove that cell C13.
So
C13. C13.
Yeah.
Means column number C,
yeah. Yes.
row number 13.
Yeah. And for the
Remove that
test
one.
case, sir.
Yes. Click on that and remove that. And this you can write TC001. Means the people should understand this one. Hey, if I wanted to execute this particular test case, the prerequisite for this one is I need to execute the test case number 1.
Okay.
So no
And
description, nothing we need to write for that. That would be very simple.
And for this, I can write TC. I mean, for the test case 006, I can write prerequisite as TC001 and TC002.
That's it. That's enough.
Okay. So are these the changes that I have to make, sir? I mean, in the prerequisite section and the F section, right? I need to merge the steps instead of elaborating all those in different steps.
So,
I just need to merge that.
And make sure that it should be performed by a user. So user should be entering this. So writing that into the future tense and writing them into the past tense. So wherever it required, you can make those particular changes. And then changing the prerequisites.
Changing the prerequisites. In the test case steps, do I have to write user should navigate to flipkart.com like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it, sir. Is there any other things that I need to change, sir, or is this okay?
No, good, Shruti.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Sujit, share the screen.
Yes.
So I'm trying to stop my share, but I'm not able to, I think.
I'm still getting it.
Okay, so Pina, I think once again you need to stop sharing, Pina.
Yeah. I'm not able to stop it. Thank you.
Go ahead, Sujit.
Yeah, no, now they can show.
Yes. This is the test case. Are you able to see my screen, sir?
No, it's still sharing.
No.
No, it's still loading. Yes, now we are able to see it. Okay, so where is this test case name? What is this BMS? Book My Show.
Yeah, Book My Show. It was there in the project name mentioned once in the template, so I followed that.
Okay. So ID is there. Where is the name?
Project name, sir.
Not project name. I'm asking you the test case name.
Yeah, I did put the description.
So we should have the test case. That's the reason we shared the template, Sujit. You need to follow the template so that it would be much more easier for you. So ID is fine. Scenario description is fine. Now, okay, so that's a test case ID and test case description. So what is this launch book my show URL? So click on this. For you also it is same. So now when you're, don't split up the test cases into the smaller units. Maintaining of that particular test cases would be really hard. So now you see for the test case 1 and test case 2, you are repeating the same step again. The click on the book my show URL.
Yes.
So now
in
that
one
should
step
be
only we have
one step you need to write it. So you need to know where to split, where not to split. So that on the practice you can understand on this one.
Yes.
And
I
the
have been out of practice from 2-3 years. So that's why.
Sure. Valid URL internet. See now internet connections, those things as I told you, right? So then if you write the internet connection, I need to have the power supply. and I need to have the browser, I need to have the operating system. Those things not be, that's an understandable prerequisites. Okay, so make sure that whatever it is relevant to that particular test cases, give that as a prerequisites, not those things. Then if you need to write the precondition, we can write n number of things to be there.
Yes,
And
it will be endless.
that
We have to create whole universe behind them.
Make sure that whatever it is required, you need to write. And test
Oh.
data, see now, this is not the test data. I told you, right, when you're creating the test data details, so that is what the test data. See now, you enter valid mobile number. You need to enter the number. See now, valid mobile number, you are writing that, right? So now here we need to write that particular number. For example, 988506664. Then that is what the valid number. You need to always remember that test data would be the keying in data. So that is called the test data. Many people assume this one in a wrong way. See, for an example, if we are not there in the organization, we went off, for an example, date of birth entering. Okay, if you written like enter valid date of birth and then you went away, now the next people join, they need to enter the date of birth. What format they need to enter? They will enter in August 15th 1985, but it is not August. So the first we need to give the year, and means it is like DD, MM and YY. So now if we don't know the format, then how that particular test case, he would be suffering. So always you remember that the data should be data. You don't, it's not that you need to give a valid number. It's a, means the
at least
the right
a format of it.
Approximately what the data would be. Or when you're writing in the original test cases, definitely you should write the data, not with the names. So now validate the Google account. So now validate Google account, valid Google account. That credentials is important.
Yeah, what kind of account?
So that is how we need to write the test data. And the post conditions. See now, the post conditions is what that I told you, right? Logging in is not real, means the test case when it will be completing is entering the username, entering the password, click the login button, navigate it to the home page, and validating something in the home page is called, it is what there itself the test case ends. Everyone should remember that test case will end when, means when you perform some action, whether you got the output, you need to validate that particular point, then only the test case will end. So that is what the post condition. Rather than the post condition separate column, we will be keeping that particular test step at the end of the test case. Post conditions is last step which we wanted to do it. So don't make complicated. That's the reason post condition column would be not there for the things. The post conditions are nothing but it would be validating that particular things. Okay. Go to the next column. Expected means expected results. Success launch. Okay. OPT should come on the OTP. Okay. OTP should come on the mobile. So now that is what I am telling you, right? Merge the test cases so that you'll be not having this one. So at least the user should be authorized and then he should be approval. So always remember that should be, anyways, you have written in the future tense only. So make sure that all the things should be in the future tense and then actual should be in the past tense. Okay. So that's it, guys. Any more questions? I think I have run out of the time. The people are waiting for me for joining for other meeting. Any more questions we will address tomorrow? What I wanted for tomorrow is